Hey there everybody, you join me down at Old Allen's again. Slightly different angle to normal, but the drive belt failed on the mower, and so I'm in the process of taking the mower apart. That's the remains of the old belt, so it literally ripped itself to bits. I've had to remove the whole deck, which is a real faff and a pain. Then I'm just trying to work out how best to get it around all the associated pulleys and things. So here's the rear axle, rear diff there. Here's the drive into that. I've got the belt threaded around the back of there, and I've managed to get it over the first of these side pulleys. There's one there and there's another one here, so that's that bit. That's great. There's also that pulley there, it's got to go around, which might be a bit more fiddly, and then it's got to go around this little black one here. That one's connected to the brake, so that one moves about, and then it's finally got to go around that top pulley just above the wiring there. That one is a real pain, because I've got to drop down the whole pulley section there to get that past a little spigot that sort of sticks out on the front edge of it. Fortunately for me, I'm a fairly logical person, so I can work most things out. But this little thing, you don't know, throw up some challenges. You know, you got to work out, well, this bit's attached to that bit, that bit's not going to let me do that without moving that bit off or unbolting that bit. Hopefully if I unbolt that bit, this bit will drop down just enough. You know, it's a right faff, but I've got 2 pulleys to go now. This ride-on is not man enough for the job in this field. This is really sort of like large-scale domestic garden ride-on, and it's not really tough enough because I've got a very, very rough field. It's not the size, it copes with the size of the actual area fine because it's not a massive area, but it's the roughness. It's really, really, the top end of the field is really, really rough, and that just, you know, it just really struggles with that. Unfortunately for me, I'm having to use it because my more suitable ride-on is in for repair, and that's because it's an American ride-on. It's a Mountford. This is the Mountford. It's a wheel horse, Commando 8 horsepower. It's a great little thing. It features in some of the early videos. Unfortunately, it had a few engine issues, and the deck got bent on one of the early sessions down here. So I'm sort of trying to get all the spares for that. It didn't have the right blades fitted to it either as well, so it didn't do a great cut. So I'm trying to get that sorted with a specialist, but because it's a 1960s machine, and so parts are thin on the ground, certainly in this country. In America probably not so much. I've got this guy sorting it out, but he's sort of doing it kind of mates rates. If I said to him, I'll get it done, just get it done, I need it, he'd probably do it, but he's fitting it in with other bits and bobs and making it cheaper for me, so I really need to keep using this whole thing. But as I say, it's not ideal, but I can see me having to use this for the rest of this year and possibly some of next year as well. I really hope not. I want to get the wheel horse back, and then I can get this thing either moved on or, you know, just use it for the gardening jobs as normal. But yeah, onwards. Okay, so the belt is now around every pulley. Let's just take a look. You got the big pulley at the back here, one that side, on this side. Then you've got this one up here above my head. You've got the, whoa, a bit close there, sorry, you've got the plastic one which is attached to the sort of like the brake and sort of slackens the belt off. Then you've got the pulley which is attached directly to the engine, and that's the big chunky unit that I had to drop down, which has the mower deck on and the electric brake, that little bit there is the annoying spigot that meant that all of that had to come off. So put it back together and then hopefully I'll be able to see if I've got it all right. Drive belt pullers and things in place. I have the hands to prove it. Okay, well it all seemed very promising. It went into first gear and now it's up. Okay, I might just need to be a bit of a mechanic on it. Let's try that again. No, it's not happy. It's not happy. I don't know why. Gear selector is under a lot of stress. Why would that be? Why would that be? The belt moves. Oh, it's got a real tight spot. Why has it got a tight spot on it? There. Why has it got that there? That's just compression in the engine. It's creating that. I'm not on that pulley there. There we go. It's jumped off of there. Sorry, not on that pulley there. It's jumped off. Third time lucky. Fourth time lucky. Hey everybody and welcome to Old Downs again. You will see now, out there you probably noticed I've cut the grass. So I didn't show you the last bits of fitting up the mower. Basically that was because it would have been fairly boring for you, but I'll run you through. It's dead easy, this last bit. All it was a case of, you've got these pins on here, it was a case of just slotting these back up. There's two this side, two the other side, one the other side, and two of these ones at the front here. You just like fit it all together, jiggle it all into place, put the catcher on, the chute on, and clip that back in the back there, and reattach the belt. The only slightly annoying thing is you have to take this off to get the belt round, but it's not a problem. So that was that, and then I cut the grass, which makes me feel a million times better, because it was getting really long and I was stressing it was getting out of control. Any longer, this little beastie wouldn't have coped with it. But there we go, the Mountfield T35M is back in service. There's the old engine bay. This mower came to me via a scrapyard, and you'll see sort of down here it's all quite oily, and that's because well, this is a 2008 model mower, I believe. I've had it about 3 years, I think, probably, so it was fairly new when I got it, but the original engine had blown, the piston had blown out the side of it, blown a great big hole in the engine. These engines are made in China, they're not your Briggs and Stratton or your Honda. It's a cheap engine. So what I did, I bought it from the scrappy for £150, and fitted a new engine to it, which cost me almost £600 for the engine. But once that was all fitted up, it was right as rain, because the actual mower hadn't done any work at that point. As I've said, this field though is a bit much for it. This is right on the limits of what it can cope with. It bounces around, it gets bashed about, but you know, it's had to cut the grass for me for a year down here, so it's not doing too badly.